I think that we all, period, and Macon, Middle Georgia, or beyond, would benefit from a system that is more fair and equitable for everyone involved in it. And I think that potentially exploring alternatives to money, bond, and bail is just one of the many things that are worth looking into further.
Cashless bail. It's a practice Mercer University law professor Megan Hurley says she supports. It means getting released from jail or pretrial detention without paying any financial amount. Instead, an individual signs a promise to return to court.
We don't want to be in the practice of making assumptions that someone's signature or promise to return to court is not good enough if the only alternative is potentially paying money or putting up property collateral to be released.
Hurley runs the Habeas Project, a post-conviction defense clinic at Mercer. Previously, she worked in defending those who are considered indigent or impoverished.
Our state in Georgia, like many states throughout the country, the vast majority of people who are prosecuted for crimes are indigent. I think the studies suggest between 80 and 85% of people are indigent, which means they're typically not going to be the people that have the funds to pay to get out of jail. So the common criticism and issue is, why should we have a system where some people are able to pay to leave incarceration and others are not?
For Megan, money bail is discriminatory and disproportionately affects the poor. For others, it's a matter of public safety, like Bibb County Sheriff David Davis, who says cashless bail isn't something he'd advocate for.
I think the criminals might like it because they can go out and commit crimes, they can be arrested, and then they just be released without any type of guarantee that they have to come back to court.
Beyond safety concerns, Davis says a person not showing up to see a judge becomes a burden, slowing down the wheels of justice.
So what happens is then you have a great number of bench warrants or failure to appear warrants that come out, and then that compounds the problem even more because that person has to be rearrested.
But Hurley says that same risk is taken even if there's cash on the line.
There's always the concern that that person may not show up. And if so, then you have to go through these additional procedures that can hold things up. But that's why there are statutory bond factors that attorneys on both sides get to argue about, whether certain people should be eligible for bond and whether they should be granted a bond or a reduced bond. So I don't think the fact that we're talking about a money alternative changes that.
The attorney points to places like Illinois, where cash bail has been abolished statewide beginning in September of this year. According to the ACLU, the Illinois Supreme Court ruled bail doesn't require money, adding there are plenty of ways for courts to make sure people come back, keep everyone safe, all without ordering a person pay for their freedom. In fact, according to Hurley, those who can't pay and spend more time in jail before their trial have a stronger likelihood of doing time in prison or pleading guilty to a crime.
It's a system that benefits people who have more money. And I think that's just the objective truth of the matter.
Hurley says the idea of cashless bail is still relatively new, but social scientists and lawyers like her believe seeing more places put it into practice will lead to positive results.
In the coming months and years, we're going to have a lot more data to look at to see what processes and procedures work best. And I think keeping an open mind and studying that data is really important.
Reporting for Project Macon, Brittany Miller, WGXA News.